Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for part 4 of the Monday Q&A, so let's do it. Jason, is it safe to take creatine daily if you drink alcohol 1 to 2 times a week? I've heard it's bad for your kidneys. There's a lot of things I can say about creatine, like I consider it to be borderline useless, that I think supplements in general are useless, and it's one of the few that's only borderline useless instead of completely useless, which makes it probably about the best one out there. But that being said, I don't recommend it really to most people, unless they just really want to take it. I don't know any serious coaches, very, very few though. Well, bodybuilding is different. I'm talking about actual athletic coaches who really rave about creatine or think it's that great or even have their athletes use it. But that aside, I also am not aware of any data of anybody with healthy kidneys having issues with creatine. Now, if you have one kidney, okay, you got to watch all sorts of things, and that would probably be up there on the list. But for people with healthy kidney function, I've never heard this before. And as far as alcohol is not really hard on your kidneys either. It's hard on your liver and other things, but not necessarily your kidneys. So I don't know where this is coming from. Now, what I will tell you, the people who need to avoid alcohol are going to be people who use oral anabolic steroids or oral prohormones, anything like that. Alcohol does not mix with those things. It has nothing to do with your kidneys, it has to do with your liver. So if you use oral anabolic steroids, going out and drinking once a week is a bad idea. Pick one or the other. Either go with the oral gear or the steroids. You can't have both in your life. That's just my take on it. And there is plenty of data backing that up in studies. A lot of these oral anabolics, liver enzymes might go up slightly, but they stay in the normal range, even at pretty hefty amounts, unless you happen to drink alcohol regularly, in which case they push you out of the normal range when the two are combined together. So pick one or the other in that case. All right, next question. Does the glycemic index matter in any way or situation? Why do people go crazy about it? Yes, the glycemic index matters for selling diet books. That is the useful application of it. Yes, I'm staring at you blankly. Guys, this is 2014. Nobody in their right mind or with any education on these topics just talks about the glycemic index anymore, other than to say that nobody talks about it anymore. It's an outdated, terribly put together number. The way that you measure glycemic index has no use in the real world. It's an absurd system, the way they put it together, and it's not even useful for the original population that it was designed for, diabetics. That number has no use in the real world outside of the environment in which glycemic index is measured. You have no use for it other than if you want to write some type of quack diet book or sell some sort of quack supplement. That's really the only uses for it. Now, if you want to write like a quack-ass diet book and you want to con people, glycemic index sounds really fancy. There's old research and studies on it, so you've got data, and it sounds like a really, really scientific word, so therefore it's really good for conning people out of their money. So that's pretty much the only use for it in 2014. So if your goal isn't to basically con people or write a book to con people, then you really don't need to use that word or know anything about it. All right, next question. Will Batman vs. Superman be a shit movie? I really, really want to like this movie, but deep down I know that it's going to be a shit movie. But the upside to that is, if it turns out to actually be a good movie, and I'm expecting it not to be, I'm going to be really pleasantly surprised, which will make it an awesome experience for me. So it's pretty much a win-win situation to just be a pessimist on this one, because realistically, I think they're going to screw it up. I thought Man of Steel was a terrible movie. And while the Batman franchise has done pretty good lately, I know deep down they're going to screw this up. Alright guys, so that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time in part 5.